Hi guys, it's April. And I have a book review for you guys, and I'm really super excited about this book review. It's been an adventure of a book read, and I'm gonna share it with you. Today I want to talk to you about a wonderful book that I discovered called Solarversia by Toby Downton. I, of course, was stalking Twitter and there was this whole thing, and then he was advertising his book and wanting reviewers, so I managed to get my hands on a copy, and I am so glad that I did. While it was a wonderful read, I still have some things that I want to talk about. So this will be a review and then a discussion afterwards, so I'll let you know when that transition happens in case you don't want to be spoiled for what happens in this book. The premise of Solarversia is that in 2020 we will have reached the point where this virtual reality gaming experience is a reality. There will be this year-long game where competitors all around the globe have decided that they want to compete to be the last one, to be the only one. There can be only one. And of course there's like cash prizes and all that kind of stuff. But the year-long game is based in this virtual reality world called Solarversia, and you hop between all the planets and you solve puzzles and you do races and all the kind of standard video gaming stuff, but with your whole body. Not this like pseudo virtual reality of the Wii and the Kinect and that kind of stuff. You fully immersed in this world. Kind of like Ready Player One, but not. Just remember that. Basically following this year-long game and what happens inside of the game and outside of the game, because real life has a huge impact on what happens in the game. You follow three different perspectives mainly. You've got Nova, who is a teenage girl who becomes a gamer for the year-long game. Then you have Casey Brown, who is trying to figure out his life and where he stands in the world and some of the tragic things that have happened to him. Then you have Artie, who is the CEO of Spiralworks, who started this game with the help of other people. It was a collab experience, but they are the ones running the game. And I love that you get these three different perspectives. You get in the game, you get a little bit of outside the game, and then you get creators of the game. Casey's storyline, I think, was the most captivating just because of how like dynamic and gritty and it was. That's the only words I have for his storyline. Just getting into Spiralworks and seeing where this game came from, how it kind of evolved, and the thought processes behind a lot of the gaming experience, those were my two favorite storylines. That isn't to say that I didn't enjoy Nova's storyline, because I truly did. I love the fact that we were following a female gamer, which doesn't happen very often. And you get to see how she progresses through this year, because I mean, she evolves immensely. She starts out as a young kind of selfish girl, and then things happen, and of course she evolves because of it. However, her storyline wasn't as compelling for me. She felt a little predictable, and some of the interactions she has felt a little flat for me, and they were a little forced, I think, is some of the issues I have. But I'm still very, very happy with the fact that we have a female lead, and I love it. So as a whole, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars because it was such an adventure to read this book. I ended up like tweeting pretty much the whole way through it, so I will give you a link to my tweets down below because it got a little weird. I try to keep it as unspoilery as possible for people who haven't read it, but it's kind of intriguing because this whole read is like this weird conglomeration of technology that could be possible, and the game itself is a mix of mythologies and classic references and pop culture references in such a way that sometimes you have to like really think about it, but it's there, and I loved it. And it was such an experience, and it's something that I think is totally possible, which is the reason Toby wrote this book to begin with. He wants to make this a reality, and I love that. I really, really do, and I hope it happens, which is why I'm spreading the word to all of you people. You should read the book and let people know that we want this. We want a virtual reality system that will let us solve puzzles and race cars and all that kind of beautiful, wonderful stuff. There's a few quick things I want to note before I get into the discussion side of this book. There is this gladiatorial side of this gaming experience that made me feel squirmy, I guess, because I was trying to wrap my brain around how realistic killing would bring people together, because in my brain that doesn't quite sync. But I understand that that kind of thing is a huge part of gaming, and I'm not like a pure gamer. I like my puzzle games, but that's pretty much it. So take note when you pick up this book, but otherwise it's still a wonderful 4-star read, and I want this game to happen. Let me get a little spoilery. Let me get my thoughts and my feelings out there, because there are some things that I really want to talk to you about. After they took out sushi and they introduced this Soul Surfer storyline, the Soul Surfer thing just it's another thing that makes me squirm a little bit. The fact that we aren't allowing ourselves to like grieve fully. We just create a substitute that allows us to continue the mindset that they're still here. I don't know if I could deal with that. It feels a little off to me. And I understand human psychology. We want people to live forever, but they don't. And then especially towards the end where they're contemplating making these guys players in the game as if they're real people. I don't know if I could ever think of a program as a real person, because then you get into this really gray area of what makes a human and what a digital soul really means. Because in my mind, yes, your best friend Susie passed away. You created a digital replacement that takes everything that she's ever put out into the world and tries to recreate her, but it still isn't her. It acts like her, it feels like her, and part of me is scared that we will get into the mindset of thinking that that is now her when it's not. And I don't know how to handle all of those conflicting feelings about the Soul Surfer. And part of me is like, you gotta move on. That's the only way to move forward. Otherwise you're gonna get trapped in this cycle of I'm gonna make a Harry Potter reference here. It's like the Mirror of Erised. You're gonna put your soul into it and make nothing of your life. Does that make sense? Does anybody understand where I'm coming from there? I don't even know. But anyways, the continuation of the Holy Order and the terrorism that stems from that, and the fact that Theodore was a product of him writing himself out of a job, and Spiralworks not realizing that, hey, we just made someone put their blood, sweat, tears, and love into a product, and then we just ditched them. I hope that absolutely never happens to me. First of all, I hope I never make a self-writing program to do that to myself. That still kind of makes my brain hurt. But hey, computers can't think pretty yet. So I still have the pretty side of my job that I'll always have. The fact that Spiralworks didn't take care of its own. You had this lead guy, this lead programmer, and as soon as you realized, oh, his job is done, let's get rid of him. Why didn't you shift him a little bit, make him a manager maintainer? Because I don't know if code can ever maintain it. There's always going to have to be someone there to give it checkups, right? Doctor. A program doctor. We'll make him a program doctor. That's what he should be. But no, we just like boot him out and we're like, okay, we don't need you anymore. That's not cool, guys. You just created your own worst enemy. And then he went insane. And now he wants an artificial intelligence to rule us all. Good job. Good job. Which left in a cliffy, Mr. Downton, you gotta write more or there will be words from me. Got it? Good. The greatest thing I learned from this book is we can do awesome things with technology, and technology can get crazy and scary, especially when it can take over your mind and is controlled and created by a crazy dude. But the biggest thing I learned from this book is to not write myself out of a job. Thank you for that warning. So that was kind of the brief synopsis and review and a little discussion of my thoughts of this book. It's amazing, guys. You get a mix of Willy Wonka, Alice in Wonderland, Moby Dick, Ready Player One, a little bit of the Hunger Games. If you want something crazy or is just something different, something that is pushing the boundaries of technology now, not for the future, I say pick this book up. Yeah. Do it. Heart your beautiful faces. Bye. Bea wants to let you know her opinion on the book. You ready? You ready to let your opinion know? What did you think of the book, Kitty? She's speechless. It made her speechless. Nissa's gonna come give her opinion now too. Oh, you're looking the wrong way. You're looking the wrong way. Okay, what did you think of the book? She's purring. I think she liked it.